Hello and welcome back to the RDA, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well. It's Triple M back with another transfer daily video for you. We'll be talking about the Argentine duo potentially exiting Manchester United in the summer, as well as another Argentine player, Facundo Medina, who has been linked with Manchester United, the lens defender who plays in League One. So do stick around for that. I don't know much about him, and this won't necessarily be a scout report, but we can do one if the talks develop and if the link gets stronger. However, the focus will be more on Marcos Rojo and Sergio Romero because I think we need to talk about it, starting with Sergio Romero. I think the way we've handled the Sergio Romero situation for me is absolutely disgraceful. I think it is a symbolism of the time that Ed Woodward has been at Manchester United. Ever since David Gill left with Sir Alex Ferguson and Ed Woodward took over as the chief executive of Manchester United, players have been treated awfully by this executive structure and this board and the ownership of this club. I don't think I need to go into detail about that. And I think the problem for me, the biggest problem for me out of this entire Sergio Romero situation is he isn't a bad player. He actually isn't a bad player. He is a useful squad player, in my opinion, and he's more than that. Some people said he's one of the best second goalkeepers in the world, which I agree with and I believe, but like he hasn't played in so long that we don't know what level he's at. I'm not saying that the drop-off would be bad, but when a player hasn't played so long and a player has been mistreated by a club that they genuinely didn't need to come to, but decided to come in and do a job, it can mess with you mentally. Because think about this, Sergio Romero could have been a first-team goalkeeper at almost any mid-table to top four club around the top leagues in Europe. And he chose to come to Manchester United, and he was okay with being the second choice goalkeeper behind David De Gea, so long as he got a run in the cup games and he got a chance to play. That's all he was happy to do. And it's very rare to find a player of Sergio Romero's quality who's willing to sit on the bench. You know, he reminds me a lot of Martinez from Arsenal. And some people would say Martinez is a lot better than Sergio Romero. I'm not going to get into that debate. My point is, this is a player who not only genuinely is good enough, but has been absolutely mistreated at this club. And for me, it's not just about sentiment. It's about the fact that we're paying a young Dean Henderson upwards of 100 grand a week. Upwards of 100 grand a week. So Romero has done more for this club than Henderson has done, and has been a better servant. And he's getting paid like 20 or 30 grand less to sit around and do nothing. He doesn't even drive into Carrington sessions anymore, because remember there was that whole report of him getting given leave by United. That's basically United. The United gave him 3 months off to go spend time with his family. That's basically United saying in a nice way, we don't need you anymore. Go chill with your family. You know, why doesn't Dean Henderson get time to chill with his family? Why doesn't Marcos Rojo get time to chill with his family? Why doesn't Phil Jones, Axel Tuanzebe, Eric Bailly when he was injured? Why don't all these other players? Why aren't articles coming out of them getting time to spend with their family and given time off? You know, I think it's absolutely disgraceful. So much so that his wife actually came out on social media and spoke about it. So, you know, this isn't a myth. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's an actual thing that happened with Sergio Romero, and I think it's absolutely disgraceful. But moving on from that, I wish him all the best, and I hope he does find a club that genuinely appreciates him and gives him the game time he deserves and the plaudits he deserves in the summer. Marcos Rojo, quite the opposite. He has a lot in common with Sergio Romero in that they come from the same country and they have been treated in a very similar way. But I think with Sergio Romero, it's far worse. With Rojo, you can understand the performances haven't quite been there. And I know there's a lot of people who don't like Marcos Rojo, but there's a small percentage, and even some rival fans that I speak to on a daily basis who don't think he's that bad of a player. And for me, it's as simple as this. If you haven't performed in a United shirt, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. It's kind of like the whole Paul Pogba situation. I don't think Paul Pogba's a bad player. Not really. But unless he's wearing the zebra kit, fam, that guy has not been consistent. When he wears this red shirt right here, he's not consistent. Paul Pogba in a home Manchester United kit is not the Paul Pogba we thought we were getting when he played well at Juventus, fam. You know them right there. So that's the same with Marcos Rojo, and I'm not in any way saying Marcos Rojo was a Paul Pogba level defender. Obviously, he wasn't a big name signing, but I think it's fair to say that when we signed him, we expected a little bit more. We were excited to see a foreign player come to Manchester United at a reasonably young age, because he's been here for a while now, and do a job. We thought he would be a part of the problem solving at the centre back position, and instead he's become one of those deadwood players. He's become one of those freeloaders who's just here on high wages, and it's unfortunate, and I think he should move on in the summer. I'm not going to lose any sleep over both these players leaving our club, to be honest. I mean, Romero, I obviously feel sorry for him, but anyone who's watched this channel knows, in terms of him as a player, I'm not a huge fan of him, because I think there's quality goalkeepers all over the show, all over the place, but to get one that's willing to sit on the bench is hard in the modern game, especially with the level of experience that he has. But anyways, all the best to both of those two players, man. Moving on to I keep forgetting this guy's name. Facundo Medina. That's his name. I've got it on the screen next to me, just so I don't forget. He seems to me like the kind of player who fits the profile of what Manchester United are looking for at the minute. But I don't really know if he fits the profile in terms of his skill level. I've heard that he's quick. I've heard that he's very aggressive, so he racks up them yellow cards, fam. And if you want Sergio Ramos, then this is your kind of guy. He's got the attitude. He's not afraid to go in for a tackle. For me, that can be a good thing, but that can also be a bad thing, fam. I always criticize Eric Bailly for being too reckless and being too much of a nut job sometimes. You know, for all the technical ability that he has, he needs to tone it down with the aggression. So for me, same thing I said with Betashil. Betashil is very aggressive. He loves to get into advanced positions to win the ball, and he loves going up the pitch. And that can be a great thing if you win the ball. But if you're racking up yellow cards and getting unnecessary suspensions at key moments in the season, it's silly. It's silly. You know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with skill or talent. It's just silly. It's a mentality issue, and it's a mentality problem. So that's that with Facundo Medina. Supposedly his strengths are that he's a good ball-playing centre-back. I don't know how true that is, considering he's playing in League One, and there's a lot of space in behind in those leagues, and high pressing isn't really a common phenomenon over there, not as far as I'm concerned anyways. So yeah, I don't really know much about this player. I think that when I was looking up a few scout reports on him, not that I went too in depth, there's not a lot talked about in terms of his weaknesses, and that's a worrying thing when you're trying to do research on a player, because besides watching the highlights on YouTube, besides watching the little, gameplay and VOD reviews, it's always nice to get a first-hand account from somebody who's watched him and who's done the research on this player and who clearly knows their shit. But there's not a lot about this guy's weaknesses, which to me suggests that suggests that people don't know much about him. People just don't know much about him. Even the Twitter scouts fam aren't talking about this guy. And not, on top of that, the links to him are not advanced. It's just Manchester United probably scouting him and not really doing anything beyond that. And so I don't know what to expect with this deal. If he's a left-sided centre back, a body's a body, fam. He's better than Maguire and Lindelof probably. A body is a body, fam. He's probably better than Maguire and Lindelof, fam. So put him in. There is one thing about him, though. Apparently, he's just below 6 foot, about 189 centimeters, somewhere around there. And that is a worry, because he obviously doesn't have the height. But if he's playing next to someone like Maguire, it's not a big deal. But yeah, I don't really know much about this player, guys. So, but if he does come, he comes. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I don't care. I'm not losing sleep. Anyways, peace out. It's been your boy Triple M. Catch you in the next one. Peace.